Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Disney with the Ducks. Tonight, you've got me, Jodie B. I'm flying solo, but I have a very special friend with me, and I am very excited to introduce you all to my good friend, Laura. Laura, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everyone. So glad to be here and share my Disney trip with everyone.
So, Laura was recently in Walt Disney World and is going to tell us a little bit about her trip. Um, Little unique because, Laura, how many children do you have?
I have four boys.
Four boys. Did you hear that, everyone? She's still breathing and living and walking and talking. She has one, two, three, four boys. So I think that makes the trip a little unique. So excited to hear all about it. But before we get started, a little housekeeping. If you have an opportunity, please go on your podcaster of choice and give us a 5-star review because that does help other people find our podcast. And we're doing great shows. We want everyone to know about it. And join our community. Sometimes we're spitting stuff out left and right, and sometimes we're a little quiet. Right now, I think we're a little bit on the quiet side, but now that school's getting back in full swing, we can focus more and get a little activity going on. I know there's a couple Q&As we have coming up. One in particular about brunch for after the 5K. Big discussion coming up. So hopefully we'll get a lot of interaction on that. So very important discussion. So thank you, Laura, for joining us. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your Disney background and why Disney out of all the choices for vacations?
So, like any good 90s child, I grew up on Disney, watching the Disney movies and the Disney Channel and everything. So I was definitely raised Disney. We took a few trips when I was younger, not a lot, but a few. And it definitely just instilled my love for Disney. I actually worked for the Disney store when I was younger.
Wait, did I know this?
So I don't know. Yeah, it was one of those college jobs. So I got to work for the Disney store and enjoy the magic when I was in college.
Where? Which
And
Disney store?
It was in our local mall,
Which was
upstate New York.
okay.
So yeah,
Awesome.
I loved it, and I remember all the perks when I worked at the Disney store, and it was wonderful. So, and then of course, once you have kids, that just kind of reinvigorates everything. So I've always kind of been a Disney person.
That's awesome. I love it. I can't believe you worked at the Disney store. That's so
Yes.
fun.
Yep.
So are you officially a cast member when you work there? Is everybody
Yes.
a cast?
Yep.
Wow.
And I had the little, what the design back in the 90s, late 90s. Yeah, I had the little cast member pin, and we get free tickets to go to the parks. We got so many a year, and after you worked so many years, you would kind of get the next level up. It
That
was
is really cool. I didn't know that. We have a Disney outlet here still,
Oh, wow.
Cincinnati. Yeah, which is really cool. But they get a lot of Disneyland stuff. I don't know why. It seems like that's a long way to ship it to go
That's
halfway across the country just to I don't know, but I like going there for pins because sometimes they discount their pins to like $3 or $4. But then I
Mhm.
feel good about pin trading, like I'm putting a real pin back into the system.
Right, yeah.
All right, so why don't you tell us about your trip? So when did you go to Walt Disney World?
We just got back on the 23rd, so we went August 12th through the 23rd.
And for those of you who are listening in the future, that is 2025.
Yes.
Because I know, years and years and years from now, people are going to
Right.
be curious, like, what year was that? So you got to travel in August because your school doesn't start until after Labor Day. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That is a big, huge bonus. And I wish our district went back to that because
Yeah.
I liked it like that.
It's why we chose to go the end of August. Everybody else is back to school, so we figured crowds would hopefully be a little bit lower, and so we chose the end of August.
And was that the case?
Yeah, I would definitely say crowds were definitely lower.
Good. Okay. So I'm assuming you flew.
Yep.
Okay. So the whole gang gets all together. I mean, 4 kids
Mhm.
and your husband, they're
Yep.
all men. So you had 5 boys and you.
Yes. And unfortunately, my husband had to come a few days later. Work something came up with work, and so he had to come a few days later. So initially, it was just me and the boys, but my parents my sister, my brother and his wife, and then their daughter were also all at Disney at the same time.
Oh, wow. And was that planned or was that
Yes.
happenstance?
Yep, it was planned.
Okay. And are they close to where you live, or was this like a gathering because you all don't get to see each other very often?
They're within a few hours of me, so close enough. We see each other fairly often.
Wow, that's great. Okay, so big, huge group. Let's start with logistics. So you get there with a family size that big. Do you rent a car, or do you Uber, or do you take Magical? Well, not Magical Express. Do you take Mirrors, or how did you get to your resort?
Everybody took a little bit of something different. Most of us took mirrors, but some people Ubered. So, because we all got there at different times, we all flew out of different airports. So,
Got
I
it.
took mirrors.
You did Mirrors. Okay. And where did you stay?
So, for the first part of the trip, we stayed at Art of Animation in a Cars family suite.
Awesome. And that had to be great for your family because there's 2 bathrooms there, right?
Yes. Yep. And that was my first time staying at Heart of Animation, even. So, it was a lot of fun. My son loves Lightning McQueen, my youngest. So, he was absolutely thrilled to find out that we were in the building with Lightning McQueen in front of it. So, it was
That's
very
cool.
exciting.
How old is your youngest?
Youngest is 5.
5. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's sweet spot for
Yep,
cars. Sitting
absolutely.
there. So you said that you started your trip. Does this mean you did a split stay?
Yep, sure did.
Okay. So where did you go next?
So after Art of Animation, we went to Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kidani Village to a two-bedroom villa.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay. And did you all stay there?
So most of us did. Everybody except my parents stayed in the two-bedroom villa. My parents stayed. They need a little more peace and quiet, and especially at Disney, they need to be able to get a good night's rest and recuperate. So they stayed in a separate hotel room, but they were at Jumbo House.
Okay. I think your parents are very
Right.
smart.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So how many nights were you at Art of Animation?
Art of Animation was 4 nights.
4 nights. All right. So let's talk about that resort. It was your first time staying in there, you said. What made you choose that?
Of course, being a family of 6, there's not too many places we can actually stay all together in one room at Disney, so that was a huge, part of the decision. We've stayed at the All-Star Music Family Suites before, so we wanted to try something different, and, of course, can't beat the Skyliner, so we
I
thought
know.
we'd give Art of Animation a try.
Yeah. So did you spend any time in the pool there?
We did. My kids are huge pool people, so absolutely. First day, we jumped right in the pool.
Okay. What time did you get into Orlando?
We landed around 2:30, so we got to our resort about 4.
Got it. And first thing right away, they were like, "See ya, mom. We're going to the pool."
Yep, yep. We talked about meeting grandma and grandpa for dinner. It was like, "Nope, we're going to the pool." So that's what we did.
Awesome. So that pool is I think for a value resort, in particular, the pool is really, really cool. So can you talk about a little bit of the features there and why? I mean, I know why I like it, but I'd love to hear why you like it.
It's definitely a great pool for a value resort. My kids had no complaints. They were thrilled to be in there. Um, I personally didn't even realize there was a little playground behind the pool, and I think that's what shocked me the most, and it's absolutely adorable. My kids, even my oldest is 12, and they even thought that playground was awesome. So that was probably the biggest highlight was actually the playground behind the pool. They So when you go underwater at the pool at Art of Animation, you're supposed to be able to hear music. My kids said they couldn't really hear it, so I
Mm,
don't know if it was because it was so crowded, because it is summertime. Um, I never dunked. I know I'm horrible. I never dunked my head under. I didn't want to have to deal with the wet hair and the chlorine.
It's not terrible. That's a total mom move.
Right. I just didn't want to have to deal with the chlorine in my hair. So
I get it. It's a whole other process, right? Then you gotta wash your hair and like it's different. It's different
yeah,
places.
yeah, it's different for me compared to them. So
Admittedly, I did not go underwater either at Art of Animation, so,
that
I
makes me feel a little better.
I would have to go quiz my children to see if they heard the water or the music under the water. I'm not sure what they would say because 'cause it's been
Yeah,
a few years, so they may both be like, "Oh, yeah, we heard it," or they could be like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, mom." So, yeah, I know you are supposed to hear it, but
yeah.
I personally did not experience it because I was like you on team no he head underwater.
Yes. I did go underwater, at Art of Anima or at a Animal Kingdom Lodge, but I just, first day of the trip, I just didn't wanna have to already deal with the chlorine.
I hear you. I hear you. So what did you guys do for meals that night? Did you just eat at oh, what is it called there?
Landscape of Flavors, is that what it's called?
Yes, I think that's what it's called.
I think that's
Yes.
what it's called,
Yeah.
yeah, that's where we ate, and my kids hadn't actually been to Disney World in 3 years because 'cause we've got done cruise line and Disneyland, so it'd been a few years since they've been to Disney World, so we rode the Skyliner too.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
fun. That's right,
they
and
didn't remember it,
it's
so
so fun.
yep, absolutely.
I actually think the food court at Art of Animation is really good.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of offerings. I think the food is good. I think there's plenty to choose from. Like I really like it. So
Yeah, yeah, we enjoyed it. Nobody had any complaints regarding their food, so it was a good food court. We ate there a few times.
good. Okay. So that was your first night.
Mhm.
So did you get to bed at a decent time or did you stay out until the wee hours?
No, we went to bed at a decent time because we knew the next day was gonna be very, very busy. The next few days were gonna be very, very busy.
Okay. So what was on the agenda the next day?
So the next day, my oldest 2 are they're twins, they're 12, actually went with my brother to Universal. So they went off
Oh,
and did Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, on that next day, and the rest of us went to Hollywood Studios. And then, that night, we actually did the H2O Glow After Hours event at Typhoon Lagoon too.
okay. So much to unpack here. First of
Yes.
all, they went to Islands of Adventure and not Epic.
Epic is the next day, so
Okay, all right. That was an interesting choice to go to
Yes.
Islands of Adventure and not Epic. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense then. All right, so the two and that they're 12.
Yep.
Okay, so that's kind of the right age, I think, for Universal. You have to
Yes.
be older, taller, and your sense of adventure and I don't want to call it fear, but
Yes.
you have to be a little more I don't know what word I'm looking
They
for.
are
Not
definitely my adrenaline junkies,
there
as
you
you I'm assuming you've been to Cedar Point before.
Yes.
My boys, my 12-year-olds absolutely love Cedar Point, and so they wanted to do something with a little more adrenaline, so my brother took them to Universal, and me and my other kids are 5 and 9, and my 9-year-old is not into, thrill rides, so we decided we would hang back at Disney.
Awesome. So, yay for your brother, taking one for the team, taking
Yep,
the two big boys and taking
yep,
them there. So, assuming they had a great day, and then you and the rest of the family now, were your parents in town yet
yep,
too?
yep. So
And
my
were they
parents
all at Art of Animation at this point in time?
my parents actually were at Port Orleans French Quarter, we were at Art of Animation, so we just met up at Hollywood Studios that
Okay,
morning.
cool. So, you spent the day at Hollywood Studios. Any highlights from that day?
Um, yeah, I mean, we definitely went to Toy Story Land, had to do all that. My 9-year-old's favorite ride is Slinky Dog, so we had to head straight back to Toy Story Land. So we did that. We checked out the whole Cool Kids Summer thing at Hollywood Studio. They had the dance party going on and the characters roaming there in the courtyard, and my kids absolutely adored that. We hung out there for a long time.
I I've heard nothing but good things about
Yeah,
Cool Kid Summer. I can't say it, but, I've heard it's been incredibly, well received, that the characters are easily accessible, that it's been just I hope they continue to do innovative stuff like this because
yes,
it's not a cost to them really. I mean, I'm sure they have to pay a couple extra cast members, but it's not, they're not giving
right.
you, 3 lightning lanes for free or something crazy like that.
Yep,
There it's not really an extra cost, yet
yep,
it's a this kinda surprise and delight added benefit, and,
yes. It was
I
a lot of fun. My kids were coloring with Clarabelle Cow, and then, in the dance party, there was plenty of characters there, so, like, my kids were dancing one-on-one with Pluto and Mickey, and Fancy Nancy was in there, and Doc McStuffins. My kids aren't as into them, but they were there, so they had a great time.
I think that's so great. That really makes me happy to hear. I again, I hope they continue to do these type of things. Listen, Disney, because I know
Yes.
you listen to us. Okay, um, so day at Hollywood Studios, were there any good meals that day or any big any things
We
that
took
you
it
would have
kind of
wished
easy.
you had differently?
We ate at ABC Commissary before we left, and we did leave kind of early so we could go back to the hotel and rest because we knew we had a very late night. So, went back, took a little nap, and then we just went to in order to get to Typhoon Lagoon for the H2O Glow Party, you have to take a bus to Disney Springs and then transfer over to get to Typhoon Lagoon. So we just went to Disney Springs and ate at Earl of Sandwich for dinner and then went to Typhoon.
Well, that's a smart way to do it because you already have to go to Disney Springs. You
Yeah.
might as well make the most out of it and get some good food there. There's so
Yeah.
many options. I mean, and even quick service, there's so many
Yep.
options. There's Chicken Guy, and there's well, if Lonnie would kill me if I did not bring up oh my gosh.
We wanted to eat at the barbecue, but
Right, that's what I'm why can I
the Polite Pig. That's
like
it.
pig? I was like, why could I not think of it? I was thinking of our local place, and I'm like, that's not the name of it. That's geez, Lonnie, you're gonna be so mad at me that I messed that up.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's so many great places, but Earl Sandwich is fabulous
I
and quick.
wanted to do Polite Pig. I was just worried about going to the water park after eating a heavy barbecue meal, so
Yeah.
I tried to
Brisket, sausage, fry. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Okay. So that's good to know though that you had to did every resort have to go to the Springs and transfer there? Okay.
Yes,
All
yep.
right. All right. Good to know. Good to know. I've not been to either water park at Walt Disney World ever. So getting there and navigating those are foreign to me. I'm not
Yeah, yeah, and for Blizzard Beach, you go to Animal Kingdom, and then you transfer to the Blizzard Beach bus to get to Blizzard Beach, so no matter which water park you go to, you have to transfer.
And is this a hard ticketed event?
Mhm, yep.
Okay, so you paid extra for it.
Yes.
Okay. So did you find value in that? Would you do it again?
Um, so one of the reasons I did it is Disney actually offered 50% off kids tickets for
Ah,
the event. I don't know if I would have done it had Disney not, dangled that incentive in front of me. Plus, we were trying to find something special for my other kids to do since older brothers were going to Universal. So I don't know if I would do it every trip. It was definitely fun. My kids had a great time. There were essentially no lines for any of the slides. The wave pool was there was plenty of space in the wave pool to move about. So it was definitely nice in that regard. I don't know if I would do it every trip though.
okay. I've I like those private parties. Now,
Mhm.
was food included or
Yes.
popcorn
Yep.
or
So all you could eat Mickey ice cream bars and popcorn and soda. So that was nice.
just what you want to do while you're in a bathing suit?
Exactly.
What have you been there before to Typhoon Lagoon?
It had been years, like 20 years since I'd been to Typhoon Lagoon, so I didn't remember it at all.
What was most surprising to you?
So you always hear about the wave pool at Typhoon Lagoon, and holy cow, those are some serious waves that
Oh, okay. So people are not underselling that. That's
yeah,
true.
no, it is a serious wave that comes, at you, so but my kids absolutely loved it, so
All right. Well, that's great. You got your money's worth.
yep.
And was it just your core family that went, or did your
So yeah, it was me and then the 2 remaining kids, and Sean was supposed to come, my husband was supposed to come, but because he got stuck at work, we let my dad use his ticket, so he
okay,
came to just kind of help keep an eye on the kids.
right. Okay, well, good. And everybody had a good time. You're glad
Oh
you went.
oh yeah, absolutely, everyone loved it.
Would you recommend that to others? Would you say give it a try?
Yes, I definitely think it's worthwhile, especially if you're a water park person. I'll be honest, I'm not necessarily a water park person, I'm not necessarily into water slides so much, so it's not something I would necessarily do. My kids, they'll love it. They had such a good time that they actually went back to Typhoon Lagoon when we transferred to Animal Kingdom Lodge for that free water park on your check-in day. They went back to Typhoon Lagoon. They had such a good time. So
Are your kids swimmers? Are they swim team kids?
one of my twins, 12-year-olds, is on swim team. So
Okay.
I do have a swimmer
I
in the
thought you had a swimmer in the mix there.
yes,
So
I do have a swimmer.
that checks, but not the two that were there. So
Yeah,
anyway.
right. But they
Okay.
told my older son all about it, so he had to go check it out.
Are there characters there for that event?
Yes, it was Toy Story themed, but it's not like meet and greet, which I understand. They can't really necessarily have us in our wet bathing suits come hug them. So they were up
I
on the
mean,
dance stage
maybe
dancing.
it does because he's plastic,
I
right?
know,
Like,
right? It would have been nice, but I get it. So
or
they were
that
at the dance.
the old COVID stage where like the characters were behind and you were a couple feet forward and you could do a selfie with them.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. So they were all up on the stage dancing, and they did different games and stuff like that as well. So it was a good time.
How late did you stay?
I couldn't get my kids out of there. I wanted to leave a little earlier. It ended at midnight. I wanted to leave a little earlier than that. Nope, we left pretty much right at midnight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
You really got your money's worth.
Yes, yeah. My kids didn't wanna go.
Well, they're having
Right,
fun.
right.
It's vacation, it's summer. I mean,
Absolutely. Yep. It was fine, they were loving it, so that's good. I'm glad they enjoyed it.
that's great. Okay. So, really late night. All
Yes.
right. So you had hit Hollywood Studios during the day, you took a nap, you did the H2O glow nights. Now, the next day.
Yes. So the next day was another very busy day for us. So my older 2 were still at Universal. That was their Epic day, so they were off to Epic, and then, the rest of us went to Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
This was a big day because we actually did Bippity Boppity Boutique with my kids.
All right. How'd that go?
It was wonderful. If you have boys, don't pass on Bippity Boppity Boutique because you think it's just for little girls. They do such an amazing job for little boys. My 5-year-old eats it up. It's actually the second time he's done it because he loves it so much.
Oh, I
And
love this.
I think it's reasonably priced for boys too. So don't pass on it. I highly, highly, highly recommend Bippity Boppity Boutique for little boys.
That's great. That's great to hear. And I'm not sure that I've heard a review of that for little
Yeah.
boys.
I
So,
feel like people don't ever talk about it. You hear all about the little
yeah.
girls and everything, but not so
And
much
you know
the
what?
little
I didn't even do it with my little girl. I was like, I'm not spending that money. And now looking back, I'm like, darn it, I wish I
Yeah.
just spent money. So yeah.
That's the thing. It's really not that expensive for little boys. So my 9-year-old, he wasn't necessarily too gung ho on doing it, but he did it for mom to make me happy and did it with his younger brother. Also, so because you can only bring 2 people in per kid into the boutique when you're doing it. And so this way, both my parents could come in and watch them too if both of my kids did it. So, but
Nice.
my 9-year-old did the more basic, like, t-shirt night style thing, and then, they do a little hairstyle for boys, and they give you a, um, sword and shield, and that was only about $45.
No, that's not bad.
Now yeah, not at all. Now my 5-year-old did the whole full prince getup, and he had like, it's a full-blown outfit. His outfit and doing the whole getup, I think it was more like $90. But that's still
That's
not
still not bad.
bad in Disney terms, I
Yeah.
think.
I don't think that's bad at all.
Yeah, no, and it's so cute, they announce you and they march through. It's adorable. It's absolutely adorable. So if you have a little boy, highly recommend.
I thank you for sharing that because I've not heard anyone talk about this, especially with a little boy. And I'm not, again, you've done now 2 things that I've not experienced at all.
Yeah,
So really cool. That's
yeah.
awesome. Okay, so after this, how did you spend your day?
So, of course, we had to go meet some princesses. So we went over and met Cinderella and Belle, and then they just it was lunchtime at that point. My kids were kinda like, "All right, mom, we need a break." So we went back and took a nap, and then we ate at Chef Mickey's. So they wore their little outfits, and we went to Chef Mickey's.
Awesome. People give Chef Mickey a bad rap. I like Chef Mickey. I think there's plenty of food to choose from there. There's lots of options. Like if you have kids who just want chicken fingers and mac and cheese, you're fine. But if you have a little more exploratory, I mean, I remember getting some pretty decent food there. We ate there a couple times when the kids were little. I mean,
Yeah,
it's loud and there's a lot of commotion, but that's kind of what kids are, right?
yeah,
There's loud and
absolutely.
commotion. So
I definitely like Chef Mickey's. I thought the food was good. I mean, it's a buffet, but I definitely thought the food was good. I've only actually eaten Chef Mickey's for breakfast. This was the first time I did dinner, so I was definitely pleasantly surprised. Yes, it's loud, but like you said, it's kids and the Fab Five characters, so it's just all exciting, and our kids had a great time.
we were there for, I think it was my son's 6th birthday. And we had all, there's the big buffet of desserts, and then they go and bring him a cupcake after that. And I remember feeling like so guilty about this cupcake because A, he doesn't eat cake or cupcakes.
Yeah,
And then B, like we certainly couldn't eat it because we were stuffed from all the desserts on the dessert tray. And I was like, oh, I feel so
Right.
terrible that they brought this and now we're not doing anything with it. I think my daughter ended up eating it. So, but
It didn't go
it
to
was
waste,
so,
but yeah.
sometimes you kind of feel bad, like, oh gosh, we just ate all this food. I can't possibly put one more bite. So, anyway,
Yes.
all right. So, please tell me that you had an early night this night.
Not really. I
Oh,
mean, it was later, but of course we had to go check out the new Starlight Parade. So
did
we
you go to
went.
the first? What were there two showings?
Yes, there were 2 parades. 9 p.m. was the first one. I did call it quits after the parade. I wanted to stay and see Happily Ever After, but I just couldn't do it. I was tired. So, but I did see the parade at least.
Okay, what are your I have not seen the parade yet. I'm hoping to see it in October, assuming that I'm still going down for Wine and Dine, that I'm not, like having some terrible thing happen. So, hoping to see it in October. So, what were your thoughts?
I definitely liked it. Of course, I still have a special place in my heart for the Electric Parade and Spectrum Magic, but it was definitely well done. I liked the music. I thought the floats were absolutely gorgeous. I definitely liked it.
How are the crowds?
Um, so my parents are handicapped, so we were able to get in the handicap section. But when I was walking around, I do feel like you could still get a decent spot 15 minutes prior to parade time. Um, I'm sure that if I stayed for the 11 o'clock, it would have been much less crowded, but eh, there
Yeah.
was no way that was happening.
And where did you choose to view it?
So we were in Frontierland. They have a handicap section back in Frontierland.
Okay. I think Frontierland is the best place to watch all the parades anyway, because you kind of watch it and it's done, and then you can go do your thing.
Yes. Now the first parade for Starlight starts down Main Street, down by the train station, and ends in Frontierland. And then the second parade
Oh,
goes in reverse. So kind of like a Disneyland thing, how Disneyland does that with their parades.
I
Yes.
did not know this. So it's
Yes.
the first parade starts in Main Street and goes back to Frontierland, and
Yep.
then the second parade is a traditional parade and starts in Frontierland and goes back.
Yes.
Interesting.
Now, I don't know if they go to one parade showing a night, what they'll do necessarily, but at least as of this moment, where they are still doing 2 parades a night, that's how they do it.
I had no idea.
Mhm.
That's really interesting. I would have been sitting back in Frontierland, like, why am I
Right? Where is it? Where
where
is
is
it?
everybody?
Looking the wrong way. Yeah, yeah.
Because they do 2 parades for Mickey's Not So Scary and Mickey's Very Merry, and they both start in Frontierland, so I would have
Yes.
never
Right?
expected it to run
Yeah.
backwards.
Yep. They tricked you for sure.
Okay, wow. See, you're telling me all sorts of stuff I didn't know. Incredibly interesting. All right. Okay, so you made it through the parade, but you didn't make it to fireworks.
No.
Yeah, I don't
Sad.
blame you. You've had 2 long days already, and you just got here. All
Yep.
right, so head back, get back to Animal Kingdom. That's where you're going next. Get back to Art of Animation. Now, is this your last night at Art of Animation?
Friday night's our last night of
Okay.
Art of Animation, so
All right.
still a couple
So,
nights.
and then the owners, just real quick, what did they think of Epic?
Oh, they loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. That whole Nintendo area. Holy cow. They said they could have stayed there all day. They absolutely loved it. Um, they were my kids are just at the age where they're starting to get into horror flicks. So they weren't really familiar with all the classic monsters, but they still loved Dark Universe. My brother said that ride in Dark Universe is definitely dark and scary. He said if the younger boys were there, they wouldn't have been able to go on it, but they truly loved it.
There are some scary rides in all of Universal Studios,
Yeah,
like the Kong. Is it Kong over there?
I haven't been to
I
Universal
think
in,
it's scary as can be. Like that one frightens me, and yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
So anyway, all right. Well, I'm glad they had a good day too. That's
yes.
important. All right. Okay. So the next day is everybody all together the next day.
So
And
Friday, we are finally all together. My husband flies in on
is
Friday.
Sean
So,
here now?
yep, Sean arrives on Friday. So we're finally all together Friday afternoon, at least.
Okay. So how did you spend your morning?
So morning, we rope dropped so we could get on Guardians of the Galaxy because we did not do any lightning lanes this trip. We did it kind of old school and just kind of wung it, and no lightning lanes for us. So So we rope drop to get Guardians.
And I would think this time of year, given that it's later, mid to later August, that crowds hopefully were lighter and that wasn't a problem.
It was not a problem. I mean, Guardians and Test Track, at least for Epcot, they definitely had longer lines,
Yeah.
but we made it work and we still got to ride both, so it was okay.
Okay, so you came from I'm curious about your strategy here. So you came from Art of Animation. I'm assuming you took the Skyliner.
Yes.
So Skyliner drops you off back and by
Mhm.
France.
Yeah, yeah, international
So you
showcase.
walked from there all the way up to Guardians.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so were you behind the wave of people who were on the buses?
Yes, we were. I wanted to get there maybe 10 minutes earlier, and I think had we been there about 10 minutes earlier, we would have been able to cut off a lot of people, but, 4 kids just wasn't happening that morning.
Listen,
We
sometimes
still
to adults is not happening in the
Right,
morning.
right, absolutely. We still did really good though because I we waited maybe 30, 40 minutes total for wait time that morning. It wasn't bad.
And all 4 of your boys like that from 5 to
Love
12?
it. Love it,
Okay,
love it, love it. That
that's
is
great.
definitely one of our top rides.
Because there's sometimes people are like, "Nope, I'm not doing that ever again."
Yeah, yep, nope, all my kids absolutely love it.
That's great, that's great. So what song did you get? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I should have asked that, that's not fair. I have friends who, like, write down every time they go on it what
Right?
song, and I wanna be that person.
Yeah,
I do. Like,
yeah.
Scotty G and all of his charts and graphs of every resort he's ever stayed at and every meal he's ever
I
eaten in
know,
his life.
right? I really do wish I kept track of at least a few more details because I
Yeah,
think it would be interesting to go back and be like, "Oh wow, look, 10 years ago we stayed here." But
yeah,
oh well.
yeah, I wish I did too, but I didn't, so, oh
Yes.
well.
Right.
Okay, so you spent your morning in, Epcot, you
Yep.
rope dropped Guardians, and you felt like that was a good strategy. What did you do after that?
So that after that, we just went to the land pavilion, checked out that stuff, did Soarin'. Then we actually had a reservation at Ohana, so we didn't have a ton of time that morning because we had to get over to Ohana at 11 a.m.
And was that still breakfast or was
It was
that
still breakfast. Yep.
okay,
This was one of the character meals that my kids insisted on doing. This was a top choice for them. So it was just me and the 4 boys because Sean wasn't quite in yet, but we headed over to the Poly for Ohana.
okay. And so this was always a thing with our family. Like, my daughter is a huge Lilo and Stitch person, always had to do Ohana breakfast. But then the last time we were there wasn't as great as previous times. So we kind of put it on the back burner. And I've been hearing some mixed reviews. So what was your family's experience?
My boys loved it. It was good. It's hard because we also, spoiler alert, we also ate at Boma for breakfast, and I mean that just killed any other breakfast I had. That far superior than any other breakfast on the trip. So, uh,
And I will also say something about Boma. We ate there. I ate there for the very, very, very first time ever, last Wine and Dine. I'd never eaten there for breakfast, lunch, anything. I'd always gone to Sanaa. I'd always gone to Jico. I'd never ever been to Boma. So went to Boma for the first time. It's not cheap.
no, no, it's not.
I mean, I was kind of like, there are no characters here, and the food was good, but wowzers, that was an expensive brunch. Like, I could be at Wine Bar George and have a glass of something, and it was, not saying that the food was bad. I'm glad I liked it a lot, but I was really surprised at the cost.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is a pricier meal for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, but let's go back to Ohana. So the your 4 boys and you, none of the rest of your family.
None of the rest of us. They actually ate at Garden Grill, but
Okay,
I had done Garden Grill so many times before, and my kids wanted Ohana, so that's what we did.
you did Ohana. All right. So, assuming that the characters were all there and all that worked out well. Okay.
Yep.
Highlights from that breakfast that you want to share, or
Um, gosh, I mean, I always enjoy that bread you get there for with your breakfast. That's always my favorite thing, and pog juice, of course, too. So those were definitely my highlights.
one tip that I will tell you there that I don't think that they advertise very much, but they always give you that ham, and we're not really ham type of people. So, but my son is a huge bacon fan, so he was like, "Do you happen to have any bacon?" And they ended up bringing huge amounts of bacon to our table.
Oh, I wish I had asked for bacon then, because yeah, I'm more of a bacon person than a ham person
Yeah.
myself.
I mean, this has been a couple years now, but they piled us up with like a whole almost I felt like it was almost a whole skillet just of bacon because
Oh, yeah.
I just asked. I was like, "Hey, we're not really big ham
Right,
people. Do you happen to have bacon?" I'm like, "There's got to be bacon somewhere in this
right,
place." Like, I
right,
know they have it at Kona, so come on, this is
right.
the kitchen. And they were more than happy to bring us bacon instead of ham. So,
I should have asked.
I mean, that's the thing about Disney. The worst thing you can do is ask and
Right.
they no, like, sorry, we don't have that, or it's not a possibility. I know on Disney Cruise Line one time, I felt terrible. I was at the buffet for breakfast, and I really wanted a berry, like a blueberry or strawberry or a blackberry or some sort of berry, and they only have that at the sit-down breakfast on the cruise line, and the gentleman went down to, like, the sit-down breakfast and brought me up, like, this whole bowl of berries, and I was like, I feel terrible that you went and did that. I didn't mean for you to have to do that. Like, I was just asking if there were any, like, I'm over cantaloupe, like on day 5. I don't want any more cantaloupe. So, but yeah, sometimes it's worth an ask, right?
Absolutely, right? Absolutely.
All right. So, Ohana, great breakfast. Then, so you, Epcot, Ohana, then what did you do?
So then we took a little break, but then we did go back to Epcot, and you had mentioned Scotty G earlier, and shout out to him because he always talks about how they did a challenge with their daughter where they gave her so much money and she had to shop around the world. Well, we did that with my oldest too, and they had to buy one thing from each country, and I gave them each a $150 gift card. And so they started their challenge that afternoon, and they completed it, later in the week, but they started it that afternoon.
That's so fun. I love that you did this.
Yeah, it was a really good time, and my one son took it very seriously. He had pen and paper and was doing math all the time. Like, I told him the object was to get as close to 150 without going over, because otherwise, if I didn't say that, my other 12-year-old would have like bought the cheapest thing possible and then used the leftover to buy, something else he wanted on his own. So had to have a few rules in place, but it was a hit, and they really, really liked the challenge.
What unique items, or tell me something that they bought that you may have been surprised by, or just something fun?
So, my one son bought a bonsai tree from Japan.
Oh,
That was fun
yes.
getting home.
I'm like, that's great choices.
Yep. That was, that was his last country he bought
I
from.
have, hold on, we're gonna do a little show and tell here. My girlfriend, for those of you who are listening, my neighbor down the street, who's one of my best of friends, gave me this as a like good luck with your race
Uh-huh.
treat. So right now I'm not sure if I want to keep it because it's kind of like not great
Great luck.
memories. But I'm like I'm thinking like this is gonna grow and be happy, and I need to grow and be happy from that.
Right,
Trying
yeah,
to change good thoughts to it right now. But
right.
so that's crazy. A bonsai tree.
Yep,
That's a good choice.
right?
I mean, it's the
Yep,
gift that keeps on giving. It's not like it's candy.
right, absolutely, absolutely. So that one definitely was probably the most interesting and most difficult to bring home for sure. My other son, he definitely chose a lot more snacks. Um, but trying to think what his most interesting item was. He did a lot of snacks and then a lot of little small knickknacks. Like he got a little panda bear from China. He got this like Viking, it's actually a shot glass, but it's got like in the shape of a Viking helmet from Norway. So he did a lot of little knickknacks like that and
Just
snacks.
little sips of water.
Right? I don't know if he realizes it was a shot glass, but I thought it was cool
There's
of
no
him.
way. At that age, there's no
Right?
way. I mean,
Right.
I remember Lindsay used to do like tea parties with ours. Like she would set them up like little drinks for. They're like
Perfect
little.
size.
They're little glasses. What else are you going to use it
Right.
for? Like little, they're totally meant for little things.
Absolutely.
That's great. Well, I love that you did that. That's so fun. That's so fun. And it makes Epcot a lot more interesting.
It does, and they've been enough, so this kind of forced them to look at things in a new light and really take their time and examine things in the country. So, some countries were definitely a little harder than others, but they definitely accomplished it, you know.
Did your younger 2 try to persuade them into anything?
So, no, not really, not really. My 9-year-old was very jealous and wanted to do it, but I was worried that it would be a little too much for him, so I said maybe next time. Yeah,
Yeah. Good, 'cause something to look forward to.
exactly.
Did you stay that evening for, the fireworks?
So, we didn't stay all the way till fireworks, but that evening Sean and me had a reservation at GO82, so we got to check out
Oh,
that lounge,
so
yeah.
you dropped the kids off,
Yep,
"Bye-bye."
yep,
Who
grandma
took
and
them? Your
grandpa took
parents
the
or
kids, and we went to GO82.
okay, tell me all about it.
I thought it was absolutely beautiful when you walk in, just the nods to the whole Spaceship Earth structure, the lighting fixtures in there. I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. So
I
I
love
loved it.
Okay. Well, we are again supposedly going in October. So, thank you, Jared, for making that reservation because I did not. I was didn't I failed completely on all reservations. So hopefully I'm still invited on that. Um, but that's okay. So tell me some highlights of that. So I heard that it's hard to find the entrance.
It is. It is. So you have to
Okay,
go,
so let's say you're walking in from the bus, okay? So, like,
yes,
kind of like Run Disney. You're walking in, you're staring at Spaceship Earth, so that would mean Guardians is on your left and, like, the land is on kind of your rightish, so you're staring
yes.
at Spaceship Earth. So, would you walk behind it,
If you go to the towards the right, I hope I'm telling
kinda
you this,
towards the
but
land?
towards the land, where you would come out if after you rode Spaceship Earth, it's kind of inside there,
Okay.
tucked in there, but there is absolutely 0 signage. Yeah, I had to ask a cast member because I was like, "I have no idea, there's no sign, there's nothing." But as soon as you walk inside, there's the sign for GO82, so you kind of
But
have
it's
to go
little did you
in.
walk in the exit of okay, you
It's
walked
I mean, you don't walk all the way, and it's, like, in that little space between, like, so
uh-huh,
there's one set of sliding glass doors, and then there's a second set. This, I believe the second set would take you into that area, and then there was a staircase to the left, and we went up the staircase. But there's a
okay.
sign that says GO82 there, so you know that's what way to go. But yes, it is kind of,
Finding that spot.
it is tricky to find.
Okay, thank you for the tip.
Yeah,
Because I could just see me walking around all the way around, "Where is
yes.
this thing?" So,
Yeah, very tricky to find. I had to ask.
alright, so, what time were your reservations?
7:10.
Okay, and was that a good time to go?
Yeah, yeah, the sun was setting, so you get kind of that nice perfect, lighting. So it was very, very beautiful. We did have to wait about 25, 30 minutes to actually get seated. We were
Oh,
a little behind. And then, of course, they have so many tables blocked off for the dessert party that they do. So I think that kind of contributed. But
right.
it was well worth it. I did enjoy it. The drinks, and I know it's Disney World, but the drinks at GO82 in particular are still, I think, a little pricier than most other drinks on property, but I definitely really enjoyed mine. I don't remember the name of what I got, but it was like peach something. It had peach in the name, and my husband got the old fashioned, and that was really good too.
And is there any food there, or is it just beverages?
We did not get any food, but they do have some appetizers there.
Oh, nice, that's kind of a nice evening, just a
Yes.
couple's time and, because it is adults only, so it's not like there's any children running around, so that's
Yeah,
nice.
it was nice.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Alright, so was that the end of your evening?
That was the end of the evening. We'd had such a busy first few days, we decided to go back and go to bed early.
Okay, and so now are you changing resorts?
Now we wake up Saturday and we change resorts.
Okay, so how did you do this? Did you allow Disney to move your stuff, or did you physically move your stuff?
We physically moved our own stuff. I just didn't want to, what I forget what they say, it can be up till 6 p.m. or something like that before you can have your luggage. And I didn't want to not have my luggage. I wanted to at least know where it was in case I needed something.
Yeah, yeah. So did you Uber from, Art over to Animal Kingdom?
Yep. Yep.
Smart.
I Ubered with all of it. My husband and the kids that wanted to go to the water park went to the water park, Typhoon Lagoon, and I took it upon myself to take everybody's luggage to Animal Kingdom Lodge.
As good moms do, you
Right?
sacrifice. yourself
Yeah.
and say, "Have fun at the water park. I will babysit the luggage." Yeah. So, I'm guessing your room was not ready when you
Yeah.
got there?
Oh, no, and I had, before the trip, put in, a very specific request. We had a resort view two-bedroom villa, but there are some resort view rooms that still get, like, a semi-savanna. It's not the main savanna view, but it's still a little bit of a savanna view with some animals, and so I wanted one of those rooms. So when I dropped the luggage off, I just went to the desk and I again asked if we could pretty please get one of those rooms if it was available.
And that you were willing to wait for it.
So
Yeah. Okay, so did you just hang out then at the lodge by yourself, or did
nope.
you go meet your family?
So one of my sons is not a huge water park person either, so he decided he did not wanna go to the water park, and so my sister, me, and Connor, my 112-year-old, decided because he wanted to work on his challenge a little bit, so we went to Epcot.
Nice.
Nice.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And I forgot to ask, do you have annual passes, or did you have ticket days, or
Well, I have an annual pass.
okay,
Everybody else had tickets, park
okay,
hoppers.
got it. Nice. All right, so they were enjoying the water park, you guys went to Epcot, and where did you all meet up?
So we met up, closer to dinner time because they were having such a great time at the water park, and our room was ready right about 4 o'clock. I was surprised. So it was ready right about 4 o'clock. So it was shortly after that we all met up in our room.
And did you get your pretty please?
I did.
Oh, yay. I love that.
Yes.
That's great. It's nice when you ask nicely and things actually then work out. You know,
Yes.
you're not guaranteed, but it's nice to
Doesn't
ask.
hurt to ask. And when you ask nicely.
Okay, so in this room was your family of 6 and
Mhm.
your brother and sister-in-law and their
Their 2-year-old daughter, and then also my sister.
okay. All right, so I can't do the math. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9,
Yep.
10.
10 people, one of them being under 3, so they don't count in the head count when you're, talking rooms.
Okay. Did you find the space to be adequate for that many people?
I definitely thought so.
Okay. And did it include a full kitchen and all that good stuff?
Full kitchen, the washer and dryer, we had 3 full bathrooms, so, yeah, it was plenty.
Yeah. Amount of bathrooms is really key.
It is.
I tell people all the time, like, I think that's why I love Disney Cruise Line because I love the split bathroom.
Right.
It's such like, I don't know why every hotel room does not have a
I
split bathroom.
agree. That's,
Just
like,
put
such a
a
genius
wall.
concept. Every single hotel
Yeah,
everywhere should adopt that.
just put a wall. Just put a quick little wall, like, that's the shower room, that's the other
Yes.
room, like, yeah,
Yep.
people can be in there at different times. It's brilliant.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but, if I was in charge, if you were in
Right.
charge, we'd have
Exactly.
to right? Okay, so had you stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge before?
I have, but nobody else in our group had, so this was all a new experience for them.
Okay. I love Kingdom Lodge. I think it's so unique and so different, and you do not feel like you're in Florida, and the offerings there are so spectacular and all the little touches. So, how did you spend your time?
So, most everybody loved Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Uh-oh.
There were some people who did not like the long hallways,
Oh,
which, I understand why there are long hallways, in order to accommodate the Savannah and make sure you get the most bang for your buck with all those Savannah view rooms, you have to have long hallways. So I understand, but some people did not particularly care for the long hallways. Um, but other than that, I mean, it was wonderful. I absolutely loved the resort. Like you said, the offerings, they were amazing. I don't know if you've ever done that string of memories, but we did the string of memories when
oh, I
we were.
don't know this one.
Oh, I should have. I'm trying to think where I have it right now, hanging up. It's like, so you attend, what was it, 6 different lectures where they teach you about something. So it may be about, one of them was like about animal sounds, and one of them was just about Africa, the continent, and different sites that you can see in Africa. One of them was about, animal poop and how you can kind of track animals that
Oh,
way.
I'm sure your boys love that one.
Yeah, right? We got some good pictures when we did that one. So, but each time you attend one of these, you get a little bead, and they tie them together on this string, and it's free, and it's like a souvenir, and it's just like you can make a little keychain out of it. It's really cute.
Yeah, we did some arts and craft things there that were free. It's been 10 years since I've stayed there because it was my 40th birthday, so it's been a while. But we also did the scavenger hunt there,
Mhm.
the hidden Mickey, and then there was another one where it was like you look for different artwork and stuff. You could spend days just at that resort and never have to go to a park and be completely entertained.
Yep. Yeah, it was wonderful. I thought the pool at Kidani was wonderful, especially for my little niece because she's 2. That whole little area that they had was perfect for her. My boys liked the water slide there. They loved the pool there. So it really it was a hit for sure, for us. I definitely liked it.
Good. I'm glad. Okay, so you get there, everybody checks in, you're in your new home for the next couple of days. How did you spend the next day?
So, that evening, we did order groceries and stuff and, just kind of took it easy, enjoyed the resort, and got settled, and went to bed at a decent time because Sunday was also a very busy day coming up, so
Okay.
good
What did
good
you do on Sunday?
So, Sunday, we started off at Animal Kingdom, for the morning, and then we, had to get back to the hotel and nap because we went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party that night.
In August.
In August, that's right.
Did you wear costumes?
We did. So originally we were gonna try and do a group costume, but it was with so many people because it was 12 with my parents. It was just turning into a difficult task. So, and my kids, especially my 12-year-olds, they're 12, you know, so they wanted to kind of do their own thing. So we just decided everybody do dress up what they want. And so we had some like pairings of things, but we did not all match.
Good. And what were you?
So I was Constance Hatchaway from the Haunted Mansion
Nice.
because one of my kids was the Hatbox Ghost.
Fun.
Yes.
Fun. Okay, so how was your weather?
Hot.
Yeah.
Very hot.
That's
Um,
the problem with the early Halloween costumes and parties is you're hot.
yeah, yeah, but we took that into consideration when planning all of our costumes, so I think we were all very smart about it and definitely kept it simple so that we wouldn't be melting.
Yeah. Okay, so has everybody been to the Halloween party before?
Yes, my kids don't remember though. The last time we went, they were much younger. Well, I guess my 5-year-old probably has never gone, but the rest of them didn't remember for sure.
So highlights, what were the best things about it?
So that was the night my kids got to ride Tron for the first time. So they
Fun.
absolutely loved riding that. So they got to ride it at night too. Trick or
Very cool.
treating, of course, was a highlight for them. Um, I love the Boo to You parade. That is by far my absolute favorite parade ever and at Disney. So
And did you get the Headless Horseman? Was it dry? Were you
yes,
okay?
thankfully, yes. That's always my fear. Like, oh my gosh, please, please. So Headless Horseman, definitely we was there, so that was definitely my highlight. Um, they we
I
had
love
to
that parade.
yeah, oh,
Love
I know. Oh, I absolutely love it. And my older kids, I think finally appreciated the parade too. Like, they're a little older, they actually watched it, and I think they appreciated it.
I mean, just the shovels and the
I know, right?
characters that come for the shovels. How can you not be like,
Yeah, right? There it was I love that parade.
there's no reindeers, no scary reindeers in that parade.
Right,
You
right.
know how I all feel about those scary reindeers. They're scary. They are very frightening. So, okay. So trick or treating, riding Tron, doing the parade. That sounds like a great Halloween party. Did you
Yeah.
do any character meet and greets or
Not really, no,
these
we
lines
decided
are
not
so
to.
long?
Yeah, yeah, and my kids weren't really feeling that, so they were more into wanting to ride Haunted Mansion. That was important to my one son since he was the Hatbox Ghost. And, yeah, so we actually just rode some rides and did the trick or treat trails, so just kind of enjoyed ourselves.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Did you make it to the end?
We did. Yeah, we did. We stayed right till the very last second. We rode
Wow.
Tron we jumped in line for Tron at like 11:45 because it had a 15-minute wait, and that was
That's
it.
smart.
So,
That's
yep.
smart. Good for you.
Yeah.
That's a long night.
Yes. Yep.
All right, then you took the bus back to Animal Kingdom Lodge. Everybody was, I'm sure, exhausted.
Yes.
Please tell me you did not rope drop the next
Oh,
morning.
we didn't. We slept in.
Good. That's good
Finally
plan.
slept in. Yep. And that's the morning we ate at Boma.
Okay. And we kind of briefly talked about this, but tell me everybody's thoughts on that.
Everybody definitely really enjoyed Boma. I would say it was probably one of everyone's favorite meals. So it was my first time doing Boma breakfast. I'd only ever done Boma dinner, so I definitely liked it quite a bit.
Yeah. It's very good. It's very
Yeah.
good. I think the only other breakfast that I think I may rank higher than that was the storytellers breakfast in Disneyland. I really, really, really love that
Okay.
breakfast. I like the food. I like the
Yeah,
character.
I have not done that one.
Yeah, that's my.
Yeah.
I think that's the only one that I may hold in a little higher esteem. But it's good. Boma's really good.
Yep,
So
yep.
okay, so then you went to Boma. Did you do any parks this day, or did you just keep it easy?
We did. We went to Epcot later that day. Not till the afternoon, though. We definitely enjoyed some resort stuff in the morning, and then after lunch, went over to Epcot so my kids could work on their challenge some more. And that was the night there was extended evening hours at Epcot. So we knew we were going to be staying late for extended evening hours.
Yeah, because you're at a deluxe resort, you might as well take advantage of that. I mean, you're paying deluxe prices. You might as well take advantage of those deluxe after hours.
Yeah, I will say this was probably one of the most disappointing things of the trip for me. I was expecting low wait times, and low crowds, and that was not what we experienced at all for Epcot. In fact, it was so bad we decided to leave. The waits for Test Track and Guardians were longer during extended evening hours than they were actually during park hours.
Okay, so you had the same experience that we did. We
Okay.
had a terrible extended evening hours experience at Epcot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because not enough things were open, like not enough rides, and I don't know, but we found the same thing. We just
Yeah.
did not, it did not work well for us. So
No. I mean, Guardians and Test Track were both like 90-plus minute waits throughout the whole time. And, at first we thought, well, maybe it's the rush after Luminous, because we did watch Luminous. We didn't get in line, maybe we should have right at 9 instead of watching Luminous. But we watched Luminous, and then the times just kept creeping up and up and up. And so we decided to just leave because it was not looking promising.
yeah, yeah, we kind of had the same experience. So
Yeah. I was
yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Again, I don't know if there's just not enough offerings available to spread the crowds out, or
I don't know because we did the extended evening hours in a couple days, spoiler alert, at Animal Kingdom, and it was a different experience there. So, and there's only 4 rides opening at Animal Kingdom.
no.
But maybe people figure I'm not going to bother going all the way to Animal Kingdom for only 4 rides. Plus, extended evening hours are much earlier at Animal Kingdom since it's not open as late in general. So, I
Right.
don't know. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right. So called it a night, went back. What did you do the next day? Anything great?
Tuesday was Hollywood Studios and, Star Wars and Slinky Dog again, and nothing too crazy, just Hollywood Studios.
Okay. Any great meals that day or anything memorable or
Nope, just quick service that day, nothing too crazy.
yeah. Some days you just need a day like that.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, check that day off the list.
Yep.
But by the way, how long was this trip total? How many days?
10 days?
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
a
a
lot,
lot.
yeah.
Days. That's
Yeah,
impressive. Okay, so now the next day, now what day are we on?
we are on August 20th, Wednesday.
Wednesday. I feel like I lost a day there. So
I know, it's a lot. So that day we were at Magic Kingdom. We did, family pictures that morning with the capture your moment with
oh,
all the
how'd that go for
people.
you guys?
It worked out good. We booked 2 because, we were a large group, 12, so you have to book 2 sessions
Oh,
when you have a large party. I don't know the cutoff. It might be 6 people if you have more than 6. I don't remember, but, so we booked 2 sessions and did them back to back first thing in the morning, and it was great. We had a great photographer and got some great pictures, so
did you do them in front of the castle
we
or?
did. Castle, and then we went back. My brother wanted to do some pictures back in the tangled restroom area. So we
Yeah,
went out there.
that's where my daughter did. That's the exact
Yep.
same photo shoot we had was
Yep.
it was Castlewood and Tangled bathrooms.
Yep.
Which
Yep.
is weird when you tell people like, "Yeah, we went to the Tangled bathrooms for senior pictures," but
I know, right?
it makes sense if you actually are a Disney person, you know. So,
Yep. All right.
well, great. Did you find that of value? I really liked our experience.
Absolutely. Even Disney was offering another little promo this summer, $20 off.
Oh, nice.
Capture your moment session. So, but even without that $20 off, I would book that again in a heartbeat. It is so worth it.
It is. It is. I think they do a great job.
Yep,
And they know the tricks, you know, like, "Oh, try
exactly.
this, do this, and how
Yep,
about we try this?" And things that I never would have thought of, so
right. Absolutely. So, absolutely worth
I'm
it.
sure your
100.
parents love those photos.
Oh yeah. Yep. We got some great shots.
That's great. That's awesome. I love
Yep.
that. Alright, so then, after the boys had to suffer through photos, I'm assuming they're like my children, like, "Oh, when are these pictures gonna be over?" That's
Absolutely.
I have one who loves photos and one who thinks they're being tortured.
Yeah.
So after they suffer through the photos, what did you do?
Finally rode Tiana's. It was all of our first time getting to ride Tiana's. That was a
And did
highlight
you
of
get
that day.
drenched?
No.
Oh,
We did not get drenched, thankfully. I thought we might because we were very front heavy on our log because we sat 3 in a row in the first 2 rows. So I was very nervous, but we did not get drenched.
good. That's
Yes.
good.
Yes.
What do you think? Did you like it?
I loved it. I loved it. I was a huge Splash Mountain person. It's one of my favorite rides, just the theming, and I just love the ride. So I think they did a really good job with changing it to Tiana's. It came out good.
Good. I
Yeah.
liked it too, so
Yeah.
okay. Any other highlights from that day?
Nope, the only other thing we did was Animal Kingdom. We went to the extended evening hours there, which were from 6 to 8 PM, and we experienced a much better experience here, much shorter wait times, able to ride everything multiple times.
What
Everybody
were the
got
4
their
rides open?
Dinosaur, Expedition Everest, Flight of Passage, and Navi River Journey,
Oh, so the big 4.
and complete opposite sides.
Yeah, of course. Why would they not be?
Right? I
But really, if you think about it, like, what's in between?
know,
Like,
not a
there's
whole lot, not a whole lot.
kind of, sort of, if you go around, but even then, like,
Yeah,
that's yeah, so, well, I'm glad you had a better experience that
yes.
night
Yeah,
because it's frustrating when you again, you're not paying extra for it, so it's not like it's an
right.
extra cost, but you do have an expectation that it's gonna be a certain way, so I'm
Yes.
glad that this worked out better.
And it was one of the reasons we did the two-bedroom villa as well versus getting multiple rooms at a moderate resort, for example. We wanted to do the extended evening hours. So it was a little disappointing at Epcot, but Animal Kingdom was better.
Good, I'm glad, I'm
Yeah.
glad. Alright, so next day,
So
good, what
next we
did
have
you do?
Thursday. This was our final Epcot day. We did rope drop so we could do test track because we hadn't ridden test track yet.
New test track, right?
New test track,
Okay,
yes.
so no spoilers, but how are you gonna give it a yay,
I'm
mediocre, or
gonna
an
give it a
A?
yay. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Okay, good. I
Yes.
keep hearing positive reviews.
Yes. I'm curious, I felt like there were moments I felt like I was in an IKEA, and I wonder if other people felt that way too. But I really enjoyed it. I really,
Yeah, I
really
can't wait to ride it and see if
I
that's
know,
what
right? So now that I put that little bug in your ear, I'll be curious to think if you felt like you were in IKEA.
okay, well, I'll be looking for,
Yes.
wooden blocks and stands, maybe the smell of Swedish meatballs or
Right.
something.
No, it
Alright,
was good. It was very
that's
good.
fun. That's fun. Alright, so anything else spectacular from that day?
We did half of us did storybook dining, that night over at Wilderness Lodge.
And how was your experience there? Because that's to me, that's been hit or miss.
I agree. It wasn't necessarily high on my list of places to eat, but my parents absolutely love that. My brother absolutely loves that meal, and they had such a great experience when they last went with my little niece, so they wanted to do it again. And I went just because my 5-year-old wanted to put his costume on again. So he put his
Hey,
costume on from Bippity
the
Boppity Boutique.
money's worth of that.
Yep,
I
absolutely.
that's
And we went. So it was good. It was a good meal. It definitely was a one of the better meals I've had there. So it was nice.
oh, good. I'm
Yeah.
glad. That's good to hear. So that's not the last night though, right? You have one more
Nope.
night?
So our final day, Friday, we started off in Magic Kingdom and hit up Space Mountain because that is one of my kids' favorite rides. So we did that. We did the People Mover Laugh. We hit up all the things that my kids love. Um, then we hadn't rode Spaceship Earth yet. So we hopped on the monorail, went to Epcot, rode Spaceship Earth. And then we had to get over to Hollywood Studios because my son hadn't met Chewbacca yet, and he was Chewbacca for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties. So he wanted to go meet Chewbacca, and we had dinner at Hollywood and Vine that night. So it was a very long last day, and we hit up 3 of the parks, not on purpose at all. So
Sometimes that's the way you're like, I didn't mean to do this, but somehow
yeah,
I've been to 3 parks.
yep,
So,
absolutely. So it's just the way it works out. But we had a great time, and we
and you had
ended it.
dinner at Hollywood and Vine?
Yeah, we had dinner at Hollywood and Vine.
How was that?
Uh, It's not my favorite buffet. It was good, but, we did it more so because the characters are in their Halloween costumes, so
Oh, yeah.
that was kind of the pull to go there. So we did that and finished off with the villain show in Fantasmic, and that was the end of our trip. Yeah,
You did a lot.
we did. Yes, yes. It was a very busy, long, exhausting trip.
As Disney trips tend to be.
Right, right. But we all had a great time, and none of us got sick until we got home. That's all that matters.
Is there anything that you wanted to do that you didn't get to do? Because even though you're there for 10 days, everyone's like, "Oh, 10 days, you can do
Right.
everything." And you're like, "Well."
Absolutely, yes. I got everything that was done that was super important to me, but I did not, see the new Little Mermaid show,
Mm,
unfortunately. I managed to get that villain show in at the last second, which I really enjoyed. But I also never saw Happily Ever After, which is really odd for me because that is my favorite fireworks show, and the fact that I never actually watched it this trip breaks my heart a little bit, but just wasn't in the cards, and I know I'll see it next time, so it's okay.
yeah, yeah. It makes that's hard, but
Yeah.
it's late, you
It
know?
is. It is, and we had so many other things going on that caused late nights that we had to have some early nights in there too, so,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
If you could give any recommendations to people traveling with a because you had a big extended family, so there were 12 of you total. Any tips or tricks that you'd like to share with anyone traveling in a big group like that?
I would definitely try to make sure, everybody is kind of on the same page as what expectations are. We kind of went into this trip very clear that we were not gonna be all 12 together every minute of every day. And we tried to have a few meals together and, we would kind of go off and be like, "Oh, well, these kids are tall enough to ride this ride. They're gonna go do that, and we'll go do this, and we'll meet up here." So, that worked really well for us, and I think that does in general work well for larger groups. I think when you try to do everything together, it makes it very difficult, and you just end up not getting as much done. So, but having that conversation ahead of time, I think is important.
Yeah. Yep. Well, good. Those are some good and overall, you both resorts you liked and you would recommend?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I loved both resorts. I would definitely recommend both.
You were part of the A club this time.
Right, absolutely.
No pun intended there with the S.
Right, right. Yeah.
All right. Any other thing you want to leave us with? Any other like last minute things that you didn't get to share that
No, I think we touched base on everything.
that sounds like a great trip. I have to say, you did a lot in 10 days with
Yes,
a lot of people and a big age range, and I'm impressed,
yes,
especially in the summer when it's hot, because it'd be easy to be like, oh,
yes, and it was definitely we had some, heat warnings and,
ugh,
where feel like temperatures got up into, like, 110, 115. It definitely got brutal, but those mid-afternoon breaks and air conditioning is very important.
yeah, yep, yeah, phew, you got to have those midday breaks, or else
Yeah,
it's it's going to be tough. So
yeah.
all right. So Laura's got, as you heard, 4 boys. So I think you probably hear your fair share of dad jokes going around in your house. So we are going to quack everybody up. Their favorite segment of this podcast that I tend to always forget about and skip. But we're going to do it tonight. So, Laura, do you have a chance to quack everybody up?
So this is my son Connor's joke that he submitted to the Monsters Inc. laugh floor when we did it.
Okay.
So I wondered why the ball was getting bigger and bigger. Then it hit me.
I like that.
Yep,
That's a good one.
that was what he submitted, so
I like it. All right. Well, I thought this was a good boyish type joke. I just thought it was silly enough that young boys would find this funny. What did one bug on the windshield say to the other bug on the windshield?
I don't know.
I bet you don't have the guts to do that again. So
That's
stupid,
good.
but
Yep, that's good.
that seems like a young boy type of joke. So,
Right, right.
and Laura, so when do we get to see you next at Walt Disney World?
So I will be in Disney World next for marathon weekend. I'm coming
Yay!
solo, so
I get to see you at Marathon Weekend, so I'm excited to
Yep,
see you. I hopefully, maybe a little dinner at Columbia Harbor House again.
absolutely, right?
My favorite traditions is to go up there
Yes,
the week before the marathon and nice, quiet, chill upstairs, no
yes.
reservation needed. It's all the good things. So
Right, absolutely.
yeah. So, well, thank you so much for joining us. I always love trip reports. I learn something new every time I talk to someone, and you did some things that I've never done before. And maybe one day I'll get around to doing some of them. Love that you got to stay in some fun resorts and experience after hours and special hard ticketed events and all sorts of great things. So, thank you for sharing all your tips with us. That was great. It's great to hear
Yeah,
your stories.
yes, thank you for having me.
All right. Well, thank you for everybody for joining us for another episode of Disney with the Ducks. And until next time, see you later.
Bye.
Bye. I'm like, it is
Right.
really dark in here now. I look like I'm a ghost, like I'm
Yeah.